Are you ready for part two of some more money saving ways with food? All right, back in a minute. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I love to help people keep their money. Thank you so much for coming back to part two. If you missed part one, just go back to yesterday's video and you'll see what I mean. You don't want to miss the first 8 tips of saving money. All right, some people, they want to try out new recipes. I mean, people get bored, they want to try out new recipes. And sometimes the recipe ingredients are really, really expensive. And that could be a deal breaker to some folks. But take heart. If you get creative and make a decision that you're willing to swap out certain foods for other foods that you have on hand, which is the ideal best thing to do, or just, just a lesser type of it. For example, let's say that a fancy recipe requires prosciutto di Parma, okay? Prosciutto di Parma is a very expensive Italian ham, okay? You could get regular ham, okay? And at a fraction of the cost, for example. Just saying, just saying. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. So that's an example. What is that? Oh, mascarpone cheese, for example, can be pretty expensive in some places, right? You could swap that out with some light cream cheese or Neufchaftel, or I always mix up the way to say that, but you know the one I mean. It's way less money than way less more. Imagine. It's pretty funny, isn't it? Way less more. Hello, Jam. Anyway, I'm not editing this out. This is real life. Okay, let's start over. It's way less money, way less expensive than mascarpone cheese is expensive. Cream cheese is less expensive. Hello. This is real life. All right, eat less meat. I didn't say eat less protein. Protein is the only thing that honestly really calms down your appetite. But there are other forms of protein that you could indulge in. Sometimes dairy could be a lot less expensive than meat. Sometimes, definitely eggs. Look how cheap that is, right? Eggs are very inexpensive. Creamy things. Let's see. Sometimes beans are considered to be protein, believe it or not. And definitely cheese. Cheese can totally calm down your appetite. So eat less meat, if at all possible. Or stretch the meat that you have and bulk it up with rice or noodles. Probably most of you know that. Or veggies. Next, make a simple and quick bean salad. Some people do a three bean salad. I'm happy with my garbanzo bean salad. I mentioned it to you in the past. Garbanzo beans from the can. This makes life a lot easier. Or some people call it chickpeas. Cannellini beans, drain them, put them together. Splash of Italian dressing with some chopped onion, salt and pepper, and a couple of wedges of tomato. That is so good. Let it marinate throughout the day. Do it in the morning. Let it marinate throughout the day. That is one less thing you have to do at dinner time because it's done. So you throw on a quick burger or make a quick frank or whatever, or reheat the chicken you had or whatever. You are good to go. Frozen veggies. I think frozen veggies do not get enough notoriety. I think frozen veggies are a really good secret weapon in terms of saving money at the grocery store. Because, for example, I mentioned this on another video, but it is true. A block of spinach frozen is the equivalent of 4 pounds of fresh. The other reason is frozen vegetables are going to remain freshly frozen. If you buy a lot of fresh produce and do not use it, anyway, that could be a waste and it's never good. All right. Next, buy large containers of plain or vanilla flavored yogurt. I have been implementing that. I used to buy it was delicious. I'm not saying it wasn't. I used to spend a lot of money on a much smaller container of Greek yogurt. It had some flavors in it. It was delicious. I consider it a treat. But I much rather pay about $3 for 32 ounces of yogurt as opposed to $2.69 for 8 ounces. Hello, that's a tremendous saving. So I like both styles. I could have regular or I could have Greek. But to me, the Greek is so much more, I don't know, interchangeable. I like to use it as dessert. And I explained that dessert recipe, swapping out instead of pudding for icebox cake and graham crackers, swap it out for a little bit of the Greek vanilla yogurt on the layers. Oh my gosh, that really works. It's very healthy. And when it's done, to me, it actually tastes like a French style cheesecake. No baking required, no guilt, because I only use 2 graham crackers and I break it up into smaller pieces. That is not a lot of calories, not adding sugar to it. I take it as is. Then I bump it up a step further and I add some wheat germ to the top. You could check out that video to see what I'm referring to. Next, this is important. I wonder how many of you out there do this already. Do you keep a running list of items that you have run out of or are running dangerously low in terms of the item, like it's about to finish? Do this throughout the week. I don't care how silly or sloppy or dull it might look on your refrigerator. So you glue it with a magnet to your refrigerator and you're looking at your running list. That way you don't come home from the grocery store and go, oh, I forgot that. I hate when that happens, don't you? So keep a running list. There you go. Next, back in the 1980s, when I was an elementary school teacher, I made sure to design my meals. I had my meal planning designed for the week around what was on sale at the grocery store that specific week based on what was listed in my sales circular. Back then, keep this in mind. Many of you guys watching can relate. This was pre-internet. There was no .com store yet to check things out. People today cannot complain. You have information. We have information at our fingertips. Tap, 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 and you are there. Back in my day, I would have had to go physically to the grocery store or hope that, sometimes the circulars were sent to our homes in mail, believe it or not. Yeah, I know. Hard to believe, right? But no. We had to work with what we have. We did the best that we could do with all those, lesser luxuries. Now you could just tap your store online and look what's out there. So to not do that and to not see what's out there and to not plan your meals around that, it could be wasteful and you could be taking that money that you're keeping and put it somewhere else. Not just save it and feel restricted, put it to another thing that you want to, preferably buy. Whatever, or pay. Just saying. That's why I say to help you keep your money, because sometimes you just don't want to just stash it in a savings. Sometimes you want to hold on to it and then something else comes up that you could do. So I don't know, it's just like getting the maximum value for everything. That's really the, like I said here, back in the 1980s when I was an elementary school teacher, I made sure to design my meals based on the sale. I was at the grocery store. There were no smartphones, no store apps, just a physical flyer to work with. Remember that? Each Sunday, for example, and this is true, each Sunday I would study my flyer more than I would look at a newspaper. I'm not even kidding you. That was my newspaper. That was it's the truth. And look how much easier it is today with all the information available. It is true. And then on this note, don't be a food snob. Keep your mind open to testing, as far as store brand things. Keep your mind open, maybe significantly cheaper. There are three that never ceases to amaze me in price, shockingly. And they're all cookies. This is the really funny part, okay? There's a national brand of vanilla wafers. Don't get me wrong. We all grew up with them. My dad used to work for that company when I was a kid. And let me tell you something. Those vanilla wafers, they are so good. No question, hands down, they are. You taste the vanilla right through. Okay. But did you take a look at the price of some of them now? Hello. So sometimes I'll lower my standards, if you will. If I'm going to make a banana pudding, it doesn't have to be the, Cadillac of cookies to make them with. I'm just saying. So Graham crackers, you could pay from the sublime to the ridiculous for. I get the store brand. I'm just as happy. I only use 2 at a time anyway if I make my vanilla Greek yogurt thing. So they last me a long time. And animal crackers. Animal crackers? Really? Ugh. Anyway, figure it out for yourself. Let me know in the comments section below and add to it if you have any tips or tricks that help save money at the grocery store or at home. Thank you so much. In the meantime, if you have found value in this video, I really appreciate your smashing down the like button. It raises the algorithm, and then more people get to see the video and more people get to be helped, including me. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.